Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast, hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful connecting with you, wonderful saying hi, hello, how do you do? What is going on with you? Blessings, 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 and more blessings I send to you. I send to you blessings. All right, all right, all right. So we're talking about checking out our well, for those of you who will be live, yes, 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 yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it. All right, all right, all right. For those of you who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I can appreciate that. And then for those of you who will be used by Papa at some point down the road, let's do it. Let's make it do what it does. Let's make it do what it does. So we've been talking about this notion of our habits, right? Looking at our habits, assessing our habits, talking about what are our best habits. Good morning, Virginia from Virginia. So good to see you, my sister. Talking about our best habits, what do they look like and things like that. And so today I want to talk about this notion of let's see, where are we? I want to talk about this notion of leveraging what you have, like whatever your habits are, whatever it is that you already have, whatever it is that you already got working for you or going for you, leverage your leverage what was I going to say? Leverage that. Like whatever it is that you already have, use it, leverage it, bit build on it, strengthen it, all of those kinds of things. And you it's important to know what you got, like be clear about what your skill or strength or gift or talent, whatever it is, like know the worth, know the benefit, know how it's added value in what situation, know what situation it's not added value in, right? That's a way of leveraging it, like really getting to know what you have and what you bring and what you add, like really getting to know what that is. Leverage that. Like the more that you know, the more you're able to leverage it, the more that you're able to say, oh, my skill set is beneficial in this, or I'm good at this, or I can work well in this way, or it doesn't work well in this way. Like you've got to be able to make it work for you, like make it do what it do. And um the other part is, what's I going to say? But then when you know what you don't have, right? When you know where your skill set ends or your gifting ends and you still need, then partner. There's somebody else who have the part that you don't have. What flavor is your tea? I've got lemon water today. Lemon water. Lemon water. Good morning. Good morning. There's someone else who has what you don't have, right? We don't have to have it all, but we have to make sure that we are okay with we have to make sure that we're okay with asking for help, with admitting where we stop, with admitting where our skill set ends. Like my skill set ends here. This isn't where I'm naturally gifted. You know, some things I can figure out, but I don't want to have to figure it out. I really don't. I just want to call somebody in and let the expert be the expert in the thing that they do. While I am good at what I'm doing, I really want to just stay in my lane. That works for me. I don't want to hop all over the place. I don't want to be in all the different spaces in all the different ways. I want to be in the way that's naturally suited for how I show up, the way that's naturally suited for what makes my soul sing, the way that's naturally suited for what lifts me. I want to show up in that way because then we can maximize it, right? We get the best out of each other. We leverage that which is naturally ours to do, to leverage. And so I invite us to leverage what you already have. If you got the gift of speak, the gift of talk, the gift of sharing, the gift of connection, the gift of insight and wisdom, like whatever it is, if you got the gift of mechanics, you can figure out a thing and take it apart and put it together, right? If you got the gift of intuition, all of the things that's just naturally yours. And when it comes to when it comes to this thing, you excel further, 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 so much further than others, right? In this thing, in this gift. And so when it comes, whatever it is, like champion that as yours. That is yours. It's your gift. It's your skill. It's your thing, right? And so if you've got the gift of caring for people, if you've got the gift to work with numbers, if you got the gift of order and structure and um whatever, right? Whatever it is that is yours, like honor that, hone it, sharpen it, and dig deep in it, like unpack it, and just be so familiar and satisfied. So, because let me tell you what often we do. Sometimes we are looking across at others and wishing we had what they had, and it diminishes what we have, right? Because we're looking over there and we're almost like lamenting, like, man, I wish I had. While you got this over here saying, well, I'm here. What you gonna do with this? What you gonna do with me? Like we can play, we can do the thing, we can, as opposed to looking and lamenting at what you don't have. Don't spend time on what you don't have. Don't spend time on what you don't have. Like sometimes we got to lament. Sometimes there's something. Good morning, honey bun. Good morning, Erica. Sometimes there are some things that we, wish we had or wish whatever. And sometimes, we feel sad that we don't have those things. Okay, go on and feel that. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. My question is going to be, okay, now what do you have? Now what can you do? Now what's your next step? Now how do we make this thing do what it do? Right? Now, how do we do that? And so that becomes the question. Now how do we do this thing? And so it's so important to be able to, number one, know what you have. Number two, leverage what you have, recognize where you begin and end, your skill, your talent, or whatever begins and end. Know when you need help, when you need to tag somebody in, when you need to partner with somebody and say, hey, can you support me? Can you do this? Right? No, do that thing. And then, and then and then the thing that, like, sometimes we can't do everything that good morning, Tanya, love you back. Good morning, sis, so good to see you. Sometimes we're not able to do the thing that we want to do, right? Sometimes things don't go the way that we want them to, that we intend them to. And so we have to feel that, right? We feel that. We feel, good morning, Debbie Kokolo, love you back. So we have to feel that, right? We have to feel that. We have to stop. We have to feel that and know what that is for us. Like whatever that feeling is, what does that feel like? Own it. And if the feeling doesn't serve you to stay there, like if it's not going to lead you to get up and do what you have to do, if it's not going to lead you to love harder and faster and recover faster, right? If it's not going to lead you to be the best version of yourself, you can't stay in that feeling. Feel it. Feel what you got to feel, but then you got to release it and let it go. Feel it. Know what that means for you. Why that feeling is being generated. And then but you can't stay there, right? So there are feelings, if we talk about feelings on frequencies, the lower frequency feelings, things like sadness and hopelessness and disappointment and things like that, disgust, right? Those feelings will have you bottled down and those kinds of things. And sometimes we do have to feel those because of the experiences. Those are the feelings that go along with those experiences. But one, we don't we don't have the capacity to just feel one thing at one time. We can feel that about this, but then feel this about this. Good morning, Rosetta. That's my baby sister, y'all. Hey, honey, I love you back. Good morning. We can feel this about this and feel this about that. So what I recommend is that when we have things in our life that has us feeling in the lower frequency feelings, we it's valid, right? It's valid. When I think of those things, I am saddened by those things. I feel sad by those, disappointed, frustrated, disgusted by those things. But I also, the beauty of being human is we're not just one track being. I also can then go and pull this and say yes and this, and that's what I do all the time, because just don't prefer the lower frequency feelings. I'm not living in denial and avoidance. I just know what I prefer, and I know what I need energy for. So in order to get up and do the things that I need to do, and if something hasn't gone the way I wanted it to, then I'm going to feel it. I'm going to sit with myself and see, okay, so what is it about that that's sad for you? What is about that that's frustrating? What is about that that's disappointing? Whatever it is, that lower frequency feeling. And then I'm trying to get up, right? I'm trying to go across, whether if, I've got tools that I use. So if I'm talking about the feeling wheel, I'm trying to go across to feelings where my needs are met. If I'm talking about the map of consciousness, I'm trying to go up past the 200 mark, right? And so those of you who know the tools know what I'm talking about. Good morning, Brian. Love you back. Love you. And so my goal is to feel good, right? It is, right? That's my goal. And in order, because I need the energy from the feel good for me to do what it is that I need to do, right? I need the energy from a higher frequency feelings to do what it is that I need to do, right? And so then I'm going to find something else to focus on. I'm going to be like, okay, so now what? Okay, next step. So leverage, so I'm talking about some of what I have, some of the way that I use my mind, some of the tools and strategies that I use. And so leverage what you have, leverage, right? Use it to your benefit. Make it work for you. Like, you know what your gifting is. You know how you are naturally skilled, how you're naturally equipped. Use that. Make it work for you, right? Let it be added value where it's added value. And know where it's not added value. Know where it comes at cost. And then when you still are in need, partner for what you don't have, right? For what you don't. Partner for what you don't have. And don't worry about it. Like, don't spend time talking about what you don't have. Don't spend time talking about, man, I wish I had that like her. I wish I had this like her. I wish this happened. I wish that happened. Okay, we can say that initially. Man, that sucks. I really wish. Right? You can't stay there too long. Like, have that initial release to get it out, to face it, to deal with it, because we can't ignore what is disappointing or frustrating or whatever, overwhelming. We can't ignore it. So look at it, honor it, give it its space, but don't stay there. We are living, alive, breathing. And so with that, let's make sure that we get up and we do what it is that we need to do. Let's make sure that we honor the breath that we get to breathe every day. And we do that by leveraging what we do have. Like, what do you have? What is going for you? What can you be grateful for? Where can you show appreciation, right? Leverage what you have and then partner for what you don't instead of worrying. Leverage what you have, partner for what you don't have, but don't use your energy worrying about what you don't have. I just believe, I know my life is evidence, a testament that whatever I need, it is here. I already have. Now, sometimes I got to make myself available for it. Sometimes I still got to believe, right? And then believe and act, because if I don't believe, I'm just going to sit here thinking I don't have what I need. But when I know that I have what I need, I'm believing and I'm in action. I'm moving towards the thing that is mine to have. I'm looking for that to open up for me, right? I'm believing for that. So, so we want to send prayers out to Debbie Kokolo. She's had a loss in her family. So we want to love on her today and just send prayers and blessings to her this morning. Prayers and blessings to her. Since she has graced our presence with her presence, right? And each of us is a gift one into another. Thank you, Rosetta. Thank you. You're welcome. Love you. Love you, sis. Love you, love you, love you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for loving on Debbie. Each one of us really is a gift to one another. And one of the greatest gifts we can give each other is love. Is love. Anything where there's the absence of love, it's scary, frankly, to me. Where there is the thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Where there's the absence of love, that's scary to me. Thank you, Erica. And so regardless to what you have individually, amen, Rosetta, to what we have individually, meaning, I know that I'm gifted. I am gifted with words. I'm gifted in content related stuff. I'm gifted in speech, those kinds of things. I'm gifted in connection and those things, in designing experiences. And we're all gifted in different ways. But all of us can leverage our ability to love one another. Like Myra, good morning. Good morning, Myra. So good to see you. So good to see you. All of us can leverage our ability to love on one another. All of us have love. And love, there is no end to it. There's no limitation to the love that we can show. So I'm inviting us to powerfully love ourselves today, on this day particularly. Love ourselves well, love ourselves very well. And then I'm inviting us to love our neighbors well, right? So our family, our friends, so very true, big sister. Thank you, honey. Our family, our friends, our neighbors, to love well. Love wins when nothing else does. So all of us are gifted with unique talents and skills and tools that we have at our that we have available to us. But I'm inviting all of us. Thank you, Myra. Thank you. I'm inviting all of us to increase our capacity to love and be loved, both to give it and to receive it. To give it and receive it. Love is the one thing that will always win no matter what. No matter what has happened, will happen, is happening, love wins. Love wins no matter what. So, whatever condition, whatever situation you find yourself in, ask yourself the question, how might I add more love here? If the situation is working and you add more love, it's just that much more better. If the situation is challenging and you add more love, it's going to be less challenging. Even if the less challenging is just what you're experiencing and everybody else still going ziggity boom, everybody gets to choose. I don't choose to be in a place that is not filled with love. I don't choose to be in an experience where the experience is that of division and divide and chaos and so on and so forth. I just don't choose to be a part of that kind of experience. And so what that means is that I have to be intentional about love and loving myself first, because I got to know what it is that I'm trying to give out, offer to other people. And then as my cup is filled with love, I serve from the overflow, from the saucer, love to others, because I'm going to love me first enough to be filled up. I'm going to do what I need to do enough to be filled up, right? And then I'm going to give this precious gift of love out to others as well, because nothing, NOTHING, beats love. Nothing. So I just need y'all to hear that. Nothing beats love. That is our first and foremost responsibility. It's the first thing that I invite us to leverage. Love yourself well, love yourself first, but love yourself sufficiently enough that you've got an overflow, an abundance of overflow, so that you can love others, because love extends. Because if sometimes people think the notion of self-love is selfish. That means you don't understand what love is, because love can never be selfish. Love can never be just for one's self, but you got to give it to yourself so that you have sufficiency to give to others, right? So you're not giving from yourself at cost, because that's not love, right? When you're serving others so well, but you're not serving yourself, that isn't love. Thank you, Rosetta. So loving yourself sufficiently that you have an overflow, you have an abundance in which to give out to others. It is a natural outgrowth. Loving you naturally extends to loving others. Because if you're not loving others, you're not loving yourself well. You're not. You're not. We are not intended to be on an island. We're not intended to be by ourselves. We're intended to live in community, healthy, life-giving, whole community. We speak the truth in love, but the truth in love is not, well, I just tell the truth. That's just the way it is. I'm just no. That's something else. That's your ego talking. I'm just saying that's your ego talking. But no, when we want to tell the truth to someone, and we know the thing is not going to feel good, it's going to be a hard truth to tell, then we're not all bold and brash about it. Like, we're not all, well, I'm just going to tell them. No, beloved, that's not life-giving. It's not life-giving. Yes, speak the truth in love. And I'm not talking about sugarcoating anything, but yeah, package it in love. Package it in love. Speak the truth, the whole truth. The truth makes us free. But the way that we think sometimes truth is, that ain't truth. That's ego. It might be the facts, but what is packaging? It's not life-giving. Can you figure that out? I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, beloved, I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished. You and I gave up the right to not be amazing. We simply don't have the right to not be amazing, because we are. I love each one of you. Thank you for being on this morning. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for being here with me. All right. We love you, Debbie Kokolo.